Is it going to the club though? I guess I'll find out. Whatever. Okay. Hey y'all. So I'm Jazz. I am here to talk to you guys about opening up an event space, event venue, party hall. It's all the same thing. It's just interchangeable names. I have been an event venue owner since about 2017, 2018. I have opened up several different event venues and I have coached over 20 people to open up their own event venue in multiple cities and states. So I know a little bit about a lot of things, but events, that's my niche just in whole. I've been an event planner since business wise since 2014, but I've been a planner of events since I was 12. But either way, so today what you are going to learn about is just the basics of opening up an event space. We'll get into a little bit of the marketing, and then we will also get into like the build out and things of that nature. Um, so yeah, come on, y'all, let's get into it. So the first thing, let me see, I got my little notes right here. The biggest thing for me, and it should be for you, is choosing the right location. A lot of people like, oh, just get you a building, open it up. It is what it is. Boom. Like, no, you want to choose the right location. For me, my venue, somebody moved right next door to me and opened up a venue, and she's struggling. But I mean, a lot of people are struggling. But why would you do that? Like, I've been here. Like, I've been here. Like, what you thought you was about to do? So yeah, unless you have like an out of this world business model, you are significantly different. Nobody cares. Like it's you setting yourself up for a struggle. It's you gonna fight for your life, but it is what it is. So yeah, finding the right location. If you are finding a location where it's easy for people to get to, so they can get to you on a bus line, it's parking, or maybe even if you don't have like a parking lot, but it's plenty of places that you could park. I'm a downtown location, so because I'm located downtown, y'all know how parking is downtown. Downtown parking is for the elite, but there's ample parking. My location before where I'm at now, the parking was it was downtown on another side, but the parking was terrible. Like I have plenty of parking where I'm at now. So you want to have that. You want to make sure that you do not have too many people directly next to you that do the same thing as you, or unless you have a really amazing marketing plan. But we'll get into that later. So as far as the location, you also want to make sure that it's going to fit the capacity of people that you want to cater to. So a lot of people are opening up small event venues. Mine is a small event venue. I can seat up to 80. Now, that's on paper. I can seat more than that when they get a little ratchet, but I can see up to 80 on paper. Um, Bathrooms, making sure that you have enough bathrooms to accommodate the amount of people, making sure that if do you want to have a location that has a kitchen? Do you have to build a kitchen? Do you want to have a location that has a storage on site? Those things are things that you need to consider. And then also if you have like an open storefront with big old windows and you're gonna have your windows open, not windows open, but like no coverings on your windows, is this somewhere where the sun gonna sit directly on your venue? So if that's the case, it's gonna be hot. So if the sun sitting directly on you is hot, you want to make sure that your HVAC is together. I don't care where you located, make sure your HVAC is together. So when you are scouting for buildings, that is one of the biggest things that you want to focus on is the HVAC system, making sure that it is up to par. So is it going to work when it's cold? Is it going to work when you need heat? Are you going to be able to cool off in the summer? Things of that nature. Those are things that you really want to focus on as far as location. We talked about the parking, and then also like, are you visible? Like, okay, yeah, you got parking, you downtown or maybe you in a busy area, but if they pull up to the address that you give them, are they gonna immediately see it? Like, are they gonna know, oh, this, 815 Race Street? Oh, it's right here. It's right there. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I do have a venue that's right on the street, and I get them my address, and they walk like they be confused, and I'm like, 815 is right there. Like that's 8:11. How are you at if I say 8:15, how you say how what? So I mean some people are gonna be confused. Some people are just dumb. But it is what it is. But you want to make sure that you alleviate all of the options for people to be confused. And then also when you are doing location, you want to make sure that it's a building that people are going to be able to load their items in and out. You got event planners coming with a whole bunch of decor. Maybe you got a DJ coming. They got to bring their turntables. They have to bring their speakers. Like more than likely, I would say stay away from a venue that's upstairs. Like there are people who have venues that are upstairs in a building. Not that the venue has an upstairs and downstairs, which is cool. There are some venues that have upstairs and downstairs, but I mean like a venue that is upstairs. Like they have to go into the building and go upstairs. That's a lot. You want to have a face forward venue, more than likely. Now you can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you what I know. Again, I've been doing this for a while. I've been helping other people to do this, so I know a little bit, but I don't know everything. Maybe you know more than me, so that's on you to consider. But you definitely want to make sure that your building is accessible. It's easy for your people to get in and out when they are doing their events. And then you also want to kind of be more considerate of people with wheelchairs or canes. A lot of people like to have retirement parties. They want to have parties for their granny 80th birthday and etc. So when granny come in, she can't even get into her own party because she she is not wheelchair accessible, or it's hard for her to get in through the door. Like who somebody had a venue and the dude couldn't get in. He was too big to get into the door. They had to take the door off the frame so he can get in. There was something like I never thought about that, but there's something for you to think about. And I mean, you're not really gonna have a whole bunch of 800-pounders coming to your venue, but it's something to consider. Yeah, definitely want to consider that. And once you find the perfect venue or perfect building or what you think is the perfect, make sure that you are on top of the HVAC. When I say make sure you are on top of the HVAC, I didn't say that like 2 times, and I'm probably gonna say about 10 more. That is a big thing. If I come to you to have a party and it's hot, it's the middle of the summer, and your AC don't work, baby, I want my money back. Like I'm pissed. Like I had issues with my HVAC before and they was pissed. I mean, I was pissed too, but they was pissed. Like, but my good customer service kind of helped with a lot of that. And then sometimes people just be words and it just was what it was. So I mean, people gonna be people. So you want to make sure that you eliminate any room for them to be on BS with you. So HVAC is a big thing. That's a part of your business. Like I could have my event outside in the park if I wanted to sit in the sun and be hot. I came inside for a reason. Where's the AC, honey? So you want to make sure that you take that into account. I actually would recommend like having like indoor fans as well. So if anything happens with your AC, that you do have indoor fans. So yeah, you want to think about that. And when you are in the midst of talking to the landlord and you want to sign the lease, before you sign your life away, talk to them about making sure that it is coded properly for what you want to do. Is it coded for a banquet hall? Is it zoned for that? Um, a lot of people don't know about zoning. They didn't got signed a lease on a venue because it's cute and it fit the aesthetic, and it's like, oh, I can have a whole bunch of people there. And then boom, they getting shut down because they're not supposed to be a venue. Like you could be a store, you could sell balloons. You want to stay in the park, you could do balloons, but you can't have parties here, honey. And they're like, what? Like, and if you get caught having a party, you got this huge fine. Like, so there's something you want to make sure that you are on top of, making sure that everything is zoned correctly. You want to make sure that, let me see, that you have the proper licenses and the proper legal structure to have people in your venue having parties. That's a huge liability. So say, for instance, somebody get hurt and you're not even supposed to be having parties there. Yeah. You may have insurance, but because you weren't even supposed to be having parties here, you were basically running an illegal business. Your insurance is gonna pull out like, nah, baby, you on your own. So you want to make sure that you want to up and up with your paperwork as far as that. Um, yeah. And then paying for the venue. You got to do your lease. Now, everybody is different. I've had multiple leases and they have all been different. So you may have a landlord who's like, okay, yeah, you can have your venue here. That's cool. Don't lie to them people and tell them like, oh, it's something else. Just be upfront because you don't want to get kicked out. Like, there are other coaches that's like, yeah, just tell them that you're doing X, Y, and Z. You don't have to tell them that it's a venue. Tell the people what you're doing. So, because if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. Because who want to have a business and then get kicked out in 2 months because they like, that's not what you said you were doing. Ideally, you want to have a standalone business. I've had most of my businesses have been like in shopping centers or on buildings that have residents on top. You don't want to do that if you can help it, unless you have it where it's soundproofed. You're not gonna bother the tenants, they're not gonna bother you, then you want to think about that. But you have to compete with parking, you have to compete with, again, if you're having a party, you might not be able to have your parties till 1 o'clock in the morning because you got these people up here that's trying to sleep and your music too loud. I ran into that issue at my first venue, and I was like, yeah, I'm not making that mistake anymore. With my second, third, or fourth venue. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you do not make that mistake. You also want to make sure, like I said, that you are upfront with the landlord. My current location, I told the landlord what I was trying to do. He was like, oh, but what about the music? What about it being too loud? So we did a sound check. He crunched the numbers for if that became an issue and I needed to do soundproofing, what that would look like, blah, blah, blah. That was in 2020. It's 2025. That's not an issue. Not right now. Things change, but we're gonna pray that it stay the same. So then moving forward into, paying for your venue, you would want to have enough money for the rent for the venue. So depending on where you are, your venue rent can be $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $10,000 a month. I know when I was looking at a venue in Houston, well, a building in Houston, the rent was $10,000 a month. And I was gonna pay it too. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, because I'm like, shit, I make way more than that. Like I said, how much was Mercy rent? It was like 8,000, 4,000. It was like 40, huh? Yeah, $4,500 a month for one of my other venues. So keep that in mind, right? But that's the monthly rent. But to secure the venue, you have to pay a deposit. So typically they will ask you for the first month's rent and then a security deposit. So you might if it's $2,000, they're gonna ask you for at least $4,000. Now everybody is not like that because when I paid for the shadow, I just paid the rent, right? I didn't even pay a deposit. That was so slick. So everybody's not like that, but the majority of the people are. So you want to keep that in mind. And again, the bigger your venue is, the more money that is going to cost. There are some people who have been able to obtain venues for really, really low cost. They've been able to negotiate their rent really, really well. And other factors come into play with that. So if you have to do a build out on your venue, so maybe it was a office space and they got walls you need to knock down, or you just got to do a build out just to make it pretty to your standards. Ask them for a couple of months free rent because the first couple of months you're gonna be doing a build out. You can't afford, you're not gonna make money, so you can't really afford to do that. So ask them to comp the rent for a couple of months. Now, a lot of venues will do that. I mean, a lot of landlords will do that, but some don't. And if you don't ask for it, they're not entitled to give it to you. Now, some of them will just be like, oh yeah, girl, here, look, yeah. They'll just offer it, but the majority of them will not. So you need to ask. Keep that at the forefront of it. You need to ask. And then also, once you have your lease signed and you are the owner of this new business, you have to get insurance. So depending on where you are, that could be as low as $50 a month. It could be a couple $100 a month, $1,000 a month. That just depends on what vendor you use and your location. You have to have insurance to cover the venue. You have to have it in your name as well as in the landlord's name. And then what else do you have to have? Like, oh, girl, you're doing a build out. You gotta pay your contractors. The last build out I did, it was like, what was that, like 80, 90,000? 'Cause I paid 30, she paid 30, and then boom. Yeah, it was like 80, $90,000. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like 80, $90,000 to build out the last venue that I did. And yeah. So a lot of people don't have 80, $90,000 laying around. You could get funding from the bank, you could pull your pension, 401k, etc. You can get a business loan. You may be able to get grant funding. That's up to you and your pen and paper and your finances. But those are things that you want to consider as far as opening up a venue. So and that venue, that was my bigger venue. So you can, how much was Blush built out? That was in 2020 though. Blush build out, it wasn't that bad because they did some of the build out. So my main venue, I probably spent about 10, 15,000 on the build out, right? Talk to my contractor. I think I spent like $10,000, $15,000 on the build out. But once you get everything built out, I know I'm chugging right along, but once you get everything built out, no, I don't want to run from that. So when you are doing your build out, you need to be mindful of the contractors that you use. Get references, um, see their work, talk to them about, their expectations of you, how they operate, their invoicing system, how they plan on receiving payments from you, their completion of the work, like their timeline to complete the work. Be on top of your contractors. There are some really good contractors out there, and there are some shady contractors. So don't get finessed. Make sure that you do your due diligence to research and make sure that you are working with the proper contractor. Um, and get a couple of quotes before you decide on a contractor too. Like, don't just, hey, Sally, let me get your husband. He can build this out. You know what I'm saying? And now stuff falling all over the place because he didn't know what he doing. So make sure that you utilize some real good contractors and do your due diligence to research them. And then also, now that you done researched your contractor, you got your build out going, everything is fine. You need to furnish your venue. You need to decorate it. You need to, make it look good. That comes with what look you are going with. So at the last few years, everybody was going with like white walls, light colored floors, light colored gray or like medium gray floors. That was just the thing. There are people who will have like a rustic look, like the farmhouse look. If that's your lane, go for that. But keep in mind, you want to have a venue that you are going to be able to get booked every single day. So you want to have a venue that the majority of the people in your demographic that you are targeting or whatever are going to book. So having a farmhouse venue and don't nobody do farmhouse, nobody's into that trend, that's stupid. Don't do that. It has to make sense, like all the way down to the chairs. So my current venue, Blush the Event Loft, is located in Cincinnati. When I moved to that location, I already knew what I wanted to do. I had it written out already. I knew what I wanted the floors to look like, the walls, the ceilings, everything. It has high black ceilings, white walls with glitter in it. Thank you. White walls with glitter in. I got these big open windows. My floors are real light gray. And I got these raindrop chandeliers. I have crystal Chiavari chairs. The venue before that, I had gold chairs, and I still got those gold chairs, just sitting in storage, just wasting away. But I switched to the clear chairs because I wanted a more elegant look. I wanted something that could be versatile, like homeboy can have his party there, homegirl can have her party, Granny Grand can have her party there. We can have corporate events, we can have weddings, etc. So that's the look that I was going for. I was going for more like a pretty look. So that's how I ended up with that. And then boom. Now, the one thing that everybody ended up going with the same look, right? So everybody now, since that they got that whole little look, but they don't have my chandeliers. But I might get some new chandeliers because I'm tired of them. They old. But they don't have my chandeliers. That's the one thing that I was killing the game with them chandeliers. So when I was doing the build out, my daddy, he is like a maintenance handyman, whatever case may be. So he calling his homeboys, they asked some flooring for me. And it would have been cheaper to go with that flooring, but that flooring was like a dark brown, like a doo-doo brown. I was like, I don't want those floors, no, like da. So my husband was like, don't worry about it. Like, this what you want to do? Go look online, find 3 floors that you like, and then send it to me. And that's how I ended up like picking my floors because I didn't want them ugly, dirty. Well, I don't want to say dirty, but them ugly doodle brown looking floors. Like, so I literally just brought my vision to life. And mind you, this venue, I host weddings, I host baby showers, birthday parties, workshops, and etc. in the same venue. And it's the image that I had on paper is what I brought to life. So you want to keep that into mind. Maybe you don't want to do big events. Maybe you want to do small events. It's a girl, she damn near got a closet. She can have like 15 people in there. And that's cool. Some people use folding chairs. That's cool if you like those kind of things. A lot of people get banquet chairs, like the church chairs. I'm a pretty girl, I like pretty shit. So I want the Chivalry chairs, and that's what I got. Yeah, I was looking a little dark or whatever. So that's what my focus was on. So you got to keep in mind what kind of chairs you want to have, and that also has to be factored into your budget because tables and chairs aren't free. You got to pay for those, unless you get them at a off somebody curb, somebody giving them away. Majority of the time, you have to pay for them, depending on how many chairs you need. Then you're gonna also need to replace chairs. You're gonna have to have backup chairs. Um, yeah, I think my first order of chairs was like 5,000, 5,000, 6,000, and then the second order was 5,000. So chairs, and again, you can get used chairs. It's a lot of venues that's going out of business. It's a lot of churches or companies that's getting new inventory. So you can scout around, you can get used chairs or you can get new chairs. Now you can also finance these same things. So that's another thing that you could take into account. You also need tables. Again, tables cost depending on the size of the table that you want to have. That also depends on how many people you want to seat to a table. So for me, I like the round tables. A lot of people want to have the long tables. They like that one king's table set up where everybody just sitting at one long table. So you can think about that moving forward if you want to have round tables or if you want to have rectangle tables. I will say the rectangle tables, I won't, people are doing rectangle tables. I won't even say like they in, just people are doing rectangle tables. Like they want that option, some of them. But majority of my people, they do round tables. I have round tables and rectangle tables. If they want me to do a rectangle table setup, it's an additional $100. I'm about to change that to 200 because, but really, it be like the bougie people that want the rectangle tables anyway. So it makes sense. You got it, you pay it. Ooh, I skipped the part. I'll roll it in later. So you want to make sure that you have that. Then also when you factor into your budget, these are the things that you will be paying for monthly. So initially you have to pay for the bill and you have, securing the bill. And so you might have like um, a huge deposit that you have to pay to secure the bill, and then you have to pay your contractors to build it out. You might have a small build out, maybe it was already a venue or something, you don't have to do a lot of changes to, so you might get lucky and not have to pay a whole bunch of money. But these are things that you want to consider when you are looking for a venue, like how much of a build out are you going to have to do? So your build out, and then also you're going to get insurance. So you want to get business insurance for your venue. Then you have to pay your utilities. Unless your utilities are included in the rent for your building, you have to pay the utilities. So electricity, water, sometimes trash and sewer. You want to, if you have a bookkeeper, you got to pay for that. Then how are you going to book your venue? Like, how are they going to find you? You got to have a website. Once you have a website, that costs a fee. The booking system, all of those little add-on services, the email system. And then if you are doing like promotions, the platforms that you utilize for your promotions, legal services. So it's a plethora of things that you can have to pay for. So you want to make sure that you are going to have a profitable venue so that you can make your money back from the build out. Now you're not going to make your money back immediately, like the first 3 months, or you may be, but don't work on that. Just make sure that you are able to make money to pay the bills and have some extra. And then as you grow, then your profit grows. So at least do that, right? So those are things that you want to consider. Also, remember, if you are getting a venue and you're doing a build out, don't do a build out on 1 year lease. Typically, commercial leases are 3 to 5 years starting out. The last every lease I signed has been a 5 year lease. So I've seen people do like 2 years and 3 years. Everyone is different, but if don't get caught up. I'm gonna tell you one thing that they be fucking people up there. A girl did a lease. It was like, I think like the first couple of years, she wasn't able to get any traction. So like maybe the third year, she was able to get her build out. She got everything situated. Things started working out for her, and then her lease was up. So when the landlord came in and seeing how everything was popping, all the work she had put in and everything like that, he tripled the rent on her. Like he tripled the rent on her. Like she was like, what? And it's like, okay, so now he didn't triple the rent. Either you pay it or you leave. And you didn't put all this money into it. So you want to make sure that you are taking these things into account. So a lot of people are scared. They just tip their toe in the water and they like, oh, I'm gonna just do a 1 year lease. So if it get a little shaky, I can slide. You're really doing yourself a disservice, especially if you have a grimy landlord. And there are plenty of grimy landlords. So that's just my take on things. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna just give y'all the real upfront and personal. And then let me see what else. Where was I going with that? I forgot. I don't know. But yeah, so you want to make sure that your lease is favorable to you. I know it's a little scary taking on this responsibility, but if something happened and you gotta go, you just gotta go. It is what it is. But don't sign yourself out of some dollars. Don't sign yourself into a trap. So I definitely think that a 5 year lease is cool because you really don't really get a hang of things and feel like you can breathe and you know what you're doing until 5 years. So I think that a 5 year lease is like the minimum that you can do. Like the minimum that you should do is what I'm saying. I mean, you could do a smaller one, like it's possible, but the minimum that you should do is a 5 year lease. That's what I'm saying. So make sure that your lease is airtight. Again, make sure that your HVAC is in order and make sure that you are zoned appropriately before you actually commit. Now, when you do a lease, they give you like a letter of intent. At that point, that's when you're doing your due diligence, talking to the building services, the zoning, the coding, whatever the place is called in your area for permits, licensure, and zoning. You need to be talking to them immediately so that you can be before you sign on a dotted line and commit to this venue. So those are things that you want to keep in mind in the beginning stages. Now you got your venue open. Well, you got your venue set up. It's located. You secured the venue. You have tables and chairs inside, and now you need to make some money. How are we gonna do that? So initially, once you got the green light to go ahead and start opening your venue and you knew that you were opening up, you really should have been letting people know like this is what's coming. When you say this is what's coming, a lot of people are gonna come try to figure out how they can get in. You can book your venue before you open at a discounted rate. And when you book your venue at a discounted rate, I mean, you're not really missing out on those couple of dollars because you probably need the money that come in for that booking at that time. I know my sister had her wedding at this wedding venue, and it was when they were remodeling. So they came in, they got their little hard hats, it's dusty. I think they end up saving like $1,200 on the venue because they booked it at that moment. They not having events right now, so they don't got no money coming in except for the future bookings. So they're gonna give you a discount. So that's what you do. You just tell people, you work on your content, like videos of the process of it being built out, like what's gonna come, have like a rendering video of like the mock-up or prototype or whatever you call it, but it's basically the future view of what it's gonna look like. So they do like a rendering. It's like a digital rendering. So you want to use that to lure people in. Another thing that you could do to lure people in is, get out here and talk to people. Post about it. Have flyers, go talk to the chamber, etc. Join the Chamber of Commerce in your area so that they can come out and do your ribbon cutting, but then also that they can be telling their other members that this is what's coming. This is our member. You got to support our member. You go there. So again, a way to fill up your books is discounts. I'm gonna tell you right now, discounts make you bald, but in that instance, it's needed. And I tell people discounts make you bald because normally the people that you give discounts to, they give you a headache. They are difficult to work with, and you like pulling your hair out like, damn, I shouldn't even try to work with them. They ain't even worth it. Like you done broke your back for these people and they done stressed you out. So I always say discounts make you bald, but sometimes you got to get a bald spot so that you can, you know what I'm saying, make it to the next level. Your ponytail, you didn't got that little extended ponytail. It got stuck in there. You had to snatch it out. You lost a little bit of hair, but you able to still put it in a ponytail. So sometimes that's what you got to do. Dog, don't mind me. I just be saying shit sometimes, but it makes sense. And then also, you want to make sure that you have your rental policies in place. So when you telling people like, hey, you can rent my venue, they like, okay, what's the booking process? So, okay, well, is it hourly? Is it, is it a set amount of hours? How do you do it? And that's up to you to choose. So a lot of people do have hourly, but they have a minimum hours that you could book. So they might be like, oh, it's $175 an hour or it's $400 an hour with a minimum of 4 hours. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Now, every hour counts. Don't get on people 4 hours and then you like say, oh, you get an hour free to set up and an hour free to break down. The every hour that they are in your venue, they using your AC, they using your electricity, they breathing off the paint on your walls. All of that costs. So because all of that costs, you want to make sure that you are being compensated for it. So no, you don't get no free hours. You book for 4 hours, so that's all you get is 4 hours. It just got to make sense. Make sure that you are being compensated for your time in your venue. So your policies have to be outlined. You want to make sure that your policies are clear and concise. Have the frequently asked questions on your website. I gotta go check my website because the dude updated it and I forgot. But you have a frequently asked questions on your website where all of this is detailed. Have it on your invoice, have it in your contract. Make sure that at every point of contact, they know what they are signing up for because people, first of all, we in the age of scammers, finessers, they doing chargebacks. Oh, I didn't know. Are they trying to get an extra hour? I thought because of this, and that. Don't do that. Don't get caught up in that. Make sure that your stuff makes sense from start to finish. Better go get all the kids. So make sure that your rental policy makes sense. I'm going to go over how mine is set up and then how mine was previously and just a couple of other different examples. So when people rent my venue currently, I have two options. You can rent for 4 hours or you can rent for 6 hours and then you can add on additional hours. Now, 4 hours is 600, 6 hours is 800. Each additional hour is $175 an hour. Now you don't gotta go call 10 venues like how much it costs, how much it costs. I just told you. Sometimes I have sales where 4 hours is $495 and 6 hours is $695, and each additional hour is $175. I'm about to end that right now, but that is what's going on currently. And that's Monday through Sunday. That's every single day, no matter the hour. When I first got my venue Very first venue. It was smaller. And that was 4 hours for 345, 350, 375, something like that. It was like three, so but that was before 5 p.m. And then after 5 p.m. is 4 hours for 500. Um, the rent was less. It was a smaller venue, the rent was less, whatever. And we could talk about pricing and how you break that down later, but that's what they got. And so it was 4 hours. That included a setup and breakdown time, just flat out. Like, okay, well, if you're gonna set up and break down and you're gonna have your event, they basically had 30 minutes to set up and 30 minutes to break down, and they had a 3 hour event, was typically how it went. Now, I know a lot of event planners like, these venues don't give you enough time to set up or break down. Tell your client to book the correct amount of time. I'm an event planner. I've been an event planner for over 10 years, so I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know. I'm an event planner and a venue owner. So I know both. You know what I'm saying? I've decorated other people's venues, and it's like, you only got an hour. Okay, if I only have an hour, I'm gonna get more people. I'm you're gonna have to pay me more because I gotta hire more staff to set up. Like, it gotta make sense, or we gotta take something off. It just, that's pretty much how it's operated. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna open up a venue so I can get them free time and they can set up however much time we get. Okay, well, you're gonna be closed next year in 6 months. That's on you. So that's pretty much where I'm at with it. What else did I do? What else? Oh, so my policy, one of the things that's in my policy, no confetti, no glitter, no sprinkles, no anything to go all over. We ain't doing that because you don't want to clean it. I don't want to clean it. No. If there is confetti and it's $150. Ain't no smoking in my venue. It's $250 because that's how much the hotels charge. Um, Run your business like a business. Make sure that all of this is in your policies, it's in your agreements, so that when they sign on a dotted line, they agree to it. A lot of people don't read, they ain't gonna read it. If you want them to adhere to your policy, tell it to them. Reiterate it to them. When people come see the venue, I go through all of that. Okay, you could do this, you gotta clean up, you gotta no confetti, no glitter, you could put stuff on the walls, that's cool, you need this, you need that, blah, blah. I tell them these things during the viewing. I tell these things on the phone. I tell these things at booking. It's on the contract and it's on the invoice and it's on my website. Why? Because I don't want to clean up no damn confetti. I don't. Like, as far as the smoking, I don't really be too much tripping about the smoking as much as I was before. I had an industry event and they smoked my venue out, and it took me 4 days for it to be okay. It still has smoke in it. Like, yeah. But so as far as the smoking, like, they have people who smoke at baby showers. I don't know why, but most people, they're like, can we smoke? I'm like, it's $250. They're like, all right, boom. They want to pay their $250. I'm like, don't they just go out? It is what it is. But get your money. Secure the bag first at all times. Make sure that people know how to respect your venue, because a lot of people, when they come and book your venue, it's their first time booking a venue. They don't know how this works. They don't know that they can't smoke. They don't know that they can't take your ice bucket and use it as an ashtray. Yeah, that really happened. Like, they don't know that, they supposed to wipe the icing off the walls, or that there's icing on the chair. They don't know these things unless you tell them. So now you hear piss cleaning up icing and all these things, and you like, dang, why y'all like what? You gotta tell these people that it's just anything that you know for a fact. Like, I know I don't want to come in to clean up and take your trash out. Make sure that you take your trash out. It goes in the back behind the building. It's the 815 on the trash can. That is where it is. You can get to the trash can from the left or the right, but you go to the right and you get there quicker. I know because I do it. Like, I literally tell them that. And guess what? When they come into the venue and to get in, I send them a little blurb with, this is how you get in. This is the code. This is how you turn on the lights, the Bluetooth, the AC, blah, blah, blah. All of these things. When you leave, take your trash, put it here. Do not put it on trash on the side. Put it in the back. All of the things that you want them to remember, they need to be on the check-in instructions. Get them check-in and check-out instructions, but also make sure that those are in your rental agreements and your policies. Um, Contracts. I went to law school for a year, so I write my own contracts. Get a lawyer to write your contract, or you can buy the contracts from me. Got a little legal bundle, boom, whatever. But make sure that your contract outlines everything that you want them to adhere to, your policies, your procedures, your deposit, retainer, booking fee, whatever you call it. Remember, a deposit is refundable unless you say non-refundable deposit, blah, blah, or you call it retainer or a booking fee. So I'm like, oh, it's a booking fee of $250 to book. And they're like, oh, okay, or it's 50% to book. Then the balance is due 14 days, 21 days, 30 days, depending on what your policy is, right? So you want to keep that in mind. And then also in your contract, candles. Your confetti's in your contract, the candles is in your contract. What you mean about candles, Jazz? Oh, let me tell you what I mean about candles. Um, they be having like baby showers and birthday parties and weddings and stuff like that with candles that are not in glass, and they melt your table, especially for those who have those plastic banquet tables. Now you got holes and stuff in your table because these people did. So make sure you tell them they can have candles as long as it's in the enclosure. They have some type of votive, a glass or whatever that their candle is in. Tell them that. Make sure it's on the contract. Make sure it is on the invoice. Make sure it is on your frequently asked questions on your website. Again, I would rather tell them that than not tell them and then they burn my place down. Or it's like some people, they don't tell people everything. They're like, it's on, you should have read the agreement. Now you gotta give me $200. I'd rather have my venue than the $200 that I'm gonna charge you extra because you had X, Y, and Z. You know, there's something. Oh, and to go back to it, they can't have balloons with confetti in it either. Because when they get to popping them balloons, again, I'm an event planner. I know how they like. I done pop balloons with confetti plenty of times. Like, damn, I move too fast. You just be moving too fast. You be in the zone. You know they there, but you low key forget once you get in the zone popping them balloons. They can't have balloons with confetti in it. Don't let them have them things in your spot. Don't. A lot of people don't even let them pop the balloons. They like, you got to take them balloons off site and go pop them somewhere. Yeah. That again, it's whatever your policy is gonna be. Some venues you can't hang stuff on the walls. You can't tape anything to the wall. You can't nail anything to the wall. You can't none of those, no push pins, no thumbtacks, none of that. So again, if that's the case, put it in your contract, put it in your policies, your terms and conditions. Make sure that you have that. And then also keep in mind that as you go forward, you're going to change your contract and your rental policies as the times go. Don't get stuck on it. I've changed my policies with everything so many times because I never had a policy that said you can't smoke. Because I mean, I really didn't think I got a pretty venue. This for pretty shit. I didn't think I was smoking in here. When hold on, we got to change that. Don't stand on my chairs. What you standing on my chairs for? Make sure that you take all of your trash out. Make sure that you are out by the time you're supposed to be out. Because guess what, baby? I got 2 more bookings tonight. I got to make sure that you out so I get it clean so that the next person can come in and do their thing. So make sure that that's in your contract. What else was something that I was like, I never thought I was going to have to put that in the contract. Oh, I started putting late fees. So your balance is due on this day. If your balance is not paid, then I'll go ahead and add a late fee on this day. If that's not paid, I'm canceling. I'm keeping in your money. You can't get your money back. Another thing is when they sign the contract, get a copy of their ID. Even if I do everything virtual. I live in Dallas. My venue was in Cincinnati. So when they book online and they submit their contract, they have to put their ID with it. And the reason why they have to put their ID is because these motherfuckers be like, I ain't do that. I ain't that one me. I don't know where they be disputing charges. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I got a running list of the people who dispute charges. And one day I'm gonna be at their house. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But to combat that, I have a contract and I have I need the ID. Give me that ID. Yeah, I need that. I need a copy of that ID. And if your ID and stuff don't match, I'm not doing nothing with your booking. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I used to like, and I don't like last minute bookings. We could talk about this later, but I don't like last minute bookings because a lot of last minute bookings, they be like, they gonna dispute it, or it might be like a finesse or a scammer or whatever. And so one time I had a booking and he paid late. Like, I mean, he had booked it in advance, but then he was late to pay his balance, and he was like, "Oh, okay." So he was like, "I'm gonna take care of it." You know, I had put an extra fee on there. He's like, "I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of it." He didn't take care of it when he said. I talked to him during the day. He took care of it like 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I know, I ain't gonna tell you how I know, but I know that the scammers get their cards at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, oh yeah. I had already went, he already made me feel a little weird and shit. So I started looking him up. My baby, guess what? He had a charge for fraud. I said, oh, you thought you got you one, baby. I canceled the event. I hit refund so motherfucking quick. He called like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what, da, da, da. I'm like, you got a Zelle or Apple Pay. It said it was fraud. He's like, that's my card. It ain't fraud. It ain't fraud. Like, I made it seem like it was the system, but it was really me. Like, I'm not gonna play with you. So he ended up like zelling me the money, and we took care of it that way. But I'm gonna tell you this, what I learned. I used to use Zelle and Apple Pay because they can't dispute it. Baby, they can dispute anything. They can dispute Zales. They used to couldn't dispute it, but now they can dispute Zales. Somebody had one of my venue people, they had a Zale get disputed. One of my people, they only take, you can pay the deposit, but you got to pay everything else in cash. Like they do not, they only take cash, which is hard for me because I live in Dallas and it's Cincinnati. Like what? So I can't just only take cash. Then I got to meet up with you and I don't be on all that shit. No. So that's something that you want to take into account. Um, Baby, we could be here all day. You know what I'm saying? We could be out all day. I'm gonna go over like the most important things so that you can set up your venue and you could be on your way because again, I've been doing this for so long. Damn, I'm about to be in 10 years as a venue owner. That is crazy. I've been doing this for so long and I've seen so many things that I just got a lot to say about it. So yeah, we're gonna keep it like that. We're gonna keep it brief. So you want to do your venue where, and when I say 4 hours and 6 hours, they're gonna go for the lowest one, but they really need 6 hours. Some people do half day and full day. So maybe it's 600 for a half day, and that's 6 hours, 5 hours, something like that. And then the full day is 10 or 12 hours, and it's 1,000 or 1,500. Now I'm giving you low numbers because that's for if you're gonna open up a small or medium-sized venue. Obviously, there are bigger venues that charge $400 an hour. It's $2,000 for 4 hours. That does exist, especially if you are in a bigger city. In New York, they knocking your head off. It's $2,000 for this little closet. What's up? You want to have your party or not? It just is what it is. You want to also start paying attention to event trends. You want to start paying attention to what kind of parties you are seeing posted, what's going viral, like what people are doing, because you want to make sure that your venue is able to hold that kind of event. A lot of people have been doing cold sparks and like the little smoke phones for weddings. Some venues are saying no to that. Then you also want to talk to your insurance and see what the insurance will or will not allow, because it's been times that people got their insurance snatched because they had some type of thing go on, like the smoke things or whatever. The insurance says you can't have that. So you want to check with that. And again, you're like, I don't want to talk myself out of it. I don't want them to tell me no. You don't want them to tell you yes, and then you can't use your insurance, or they kick you out, you get evicted or whatever. So I really think that honesty is the best policy, especially when you are new to the industry and you don't really know what's what. You want to make sure that you get your venue the correct way and everything is, all your I's are dotted and all your T's are crossed, so that you're not spending a whole bunch of money on a building and getting set up and you like, oh shoot, the bookings is coming in. Now you gotta pay all these people their money back because you canceled their event because you got evicted or whatever the case may be, or they shut you down. You gotta pay all these people their money back, and then maybe you lose out on the money that you put into the build out and things of that nature. So again, it seemed like, dang, like what's up? Like I'm losing here. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you cover all of your bases going in. So you start the correct way. Because you know what they say. If you do it wrong, it costs more. So that's literally what it's gonna be. It's gonna cost more. I'm doing a call. What's up? He on his way. All right, sorry, y'all. All right, so now you got your venue, you got your rental policies in place, everything is good. You like, oh shoot, we got to start marketing, baby. Now, your contract is squared away. Write this down. You want to get on Peerspace. You want to get on Marketplace on Facebook. You want to get you a Google business profile. You want a Microsoft business profile. Don't nobody ever tell you to get a Microsoft business profile. Get you one. You want to get you a Yelp account, a Yelp business account. Now, do the Yelp business account. Do not do the Yelp ads. Don't pay them people for them ads because they scammers. I'm not gonna lie. But you want to be on Yelp for visibility. I don't care how many times them people call you. I don't care how nice they are. I'm telling you from experience, they are scammers. They are scammers. They are scammers. Okay. You not you better off going to get the most loudest person in your neighborhood and using them as a spokesperson for your venue, and you will get more traction that way than putting ads on Yelp. Telling you from experience, don't do it. Matter of fact, them people had a whole lawsuit, and I'm like, oh, things might be different, and my dumb ass did it, and then don't do it. Okay, so boom. So Event Tective, and then what's the other one? And then Zola, Zola, they do like weddings and stuff like that. You want to get on there. Now, all of these places have free options, and then you could pay for leads. You can get on Thumbtack and Bark, and I think that those you could pay for leads for those too. And Party Slate. Now, I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing else. Use those. I'm not gonna tell y'all nothing else. Use those. But those, you put your venue on there, right? And I think Airbnb, because so in 2020, I put it on Airbnb and you wasn't allowed to, and they kicked me off. But then in 2021, they started adding it on Airbnb, and I was just like, I never went back. I should put it back on there now. So unless something changed, but I know at one point they had you can put your venue on Airbnb. So yeah, I don't know how many I just gave y'all, but those are places that you can list your business. Now, I know everybody tell you just make reels and do social media marketing. Social media marketing is great, but do not skip out on the original grassroots marketing. I'm talking about flyers, business cards. I'm talking about going to networking events, passing out your cards, hosting open houses, and etc. Don't forget about that. You also want to partner with other vendors in the industry, event planners, caterers, DJs, balloon artists. So a balloon artist and event planner, they are two different people. An event decorator and event planner, they are two different people. So those people, you want to be like, hey girl, hey, yeah, I got a venue, this, and that, talk to them. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Go get them people because they coming for you too. So when you open up a venue, all the planners is gonna come and be like, oh, hey girl, yeah, they want your venue for free. They want a discount. Everybody wants something. So you want something too. You want their clients. You want them to have, especially if you're not an event decorator. I don't know what your background is, but a lot of people are opening up venues that don't do events. Like all the hood niggas is like all dope boys is like, I'm trying to get out the streets. I'm gonna open up a venue. So whatever the case may be, if you don't have any knowledge of the event industry whatsoever, partner with the vendors in the industry. You can have a list of preferred vendors, and these are the people that you use. You use these people. They can give you a discount. They can give you a kickback every time somebody book, or like a referral fee or whatever the case may be. Or y'all have some type of partnership where they got packages that include your venue, or you got packages that include their decor and whatever the case may be. Or you could just have a directory where they pay you like $100 a year to be on your directory. So anytime somebody book and they need services, they automatically get it. It's automatically emailed to them when they book, right? But the people on that list, they pay you to be on it. Or you could be nice like me. Sometimes I'm nice and I just have a, hey, give me your stuff. Let me put you up. So when somebody asks, I could tell them. That's what I do. Sometimes, depending on the venue. So you have those options. One of my business partners, when she had her very first venue, she had three. So she had her very first venue. She partnered up with another event planner. They was doing $1,000. 500 for you, 500 for me. So the venue had 500, the decorator had 500. They was doing $1,000 parties, and people was like, "Oh yeah, 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 boom, boom." They was rocking. It was they was rocking out. Okay, so that's an option. Especially if it's a planner that they got real good work. You want to make sure decorator they have real good work. You want to make sure that it's somebody that can showcase your venue in a good light, right? When you have your grand opening, that's your grand opening is a marketing tool. Make sure that mug is laid out. Make sure it's a whole experience. So at the grand opening, everybody come, you get people booking at the grand opening. They maybe get some discounts if they book right there on site, you give them a discount code. They go ahead and book, or maybe you taking bookings right then and there, so they pay you in cash. However you do it. I'm an automated girl. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, then you slide to social media and you do your paid ads, but utilize your free stuff first. Your church. I used to go to church, I pay my tithes, I slide my flyer in the daggone thing. When my mama was alive, she was real heavy into the church. That lady was on the AV. She went to Bible study. She was helping I don't know. She was at church all the damn time. So I come to church and I see my flyer there. It's a stack of my flyers sitting there on the little vestibule or the little foyer or whatever the daggone place is where they got all the business cards and the flyers and what's going on. Ain't nobody put there but my mama. I ain't have to pay my mama to do that. Free advertisement. You got sisters, cousins, brothers. Get on some flyers to take to their jobs, their schools, they whatever. Pass out some flyers for them. You know what I'm saying? When they come to you and they need an event, maybe show them a little love. You can still charge them. I charge my people. My people is not my clients. I charge my people. But show them a little love. My kids go to school. I give them business cards to give to their teachers. Like, hey girl, hey, yeah, here you go. Yeah. Do that. Utilize all your freebies first, right? And speaking of freebies, social media is free until it ain't. So your Facebook, your Instagram, your Threads, your Twitter, YouTube, Lemonade, TikTok, Big O. I don't know what else. I can't keep up. Them all the ones that I got. But Snapchat, all of those are advertisement avenues. Post a flyer on air. When Rick Ross wake up every morning, that big boy, he posts all of his businesses in his stories and go eat his Cheerios. So if Rick Ross got to post every day and advertise his businesses, you do too. So I get up and I post mine on my stories every day. So social media, yes, it's free. You could just post for free. Now, if you really want to get bookings, you're going to pay for ads. Start off with a paid ad with like $5 or $10 just to test the waters and see how it go. Make sure that you got all the information correct, like what target demographic, is it women, what age, etc. Make sure all of that is set correctly, and then start having like the $50, $200 ads running. You can do ads on Google. You can do ads on Microsoft. You cannot do ads on Yelp. Do not do ads on Yelp. I'm not gonna tell y'all that no more. Don't do ads on Yelp. It's a scam. It's a scam. If somebody call you and say, "Hey, I'm going to okay," if they call you and say, "Hey, I'm going to make you top #1 at Google," and and they want you to pay, don't pay that. Don't do it. That's a finesse. Do not get finessed. Like, don't pay it. Um, So that, and then also, let me see, who else for advertisement? Influencers and get brand ambassadors, get um the popular people in your city. Hey, can you post this on your page? Hey, can you, shout this out? Can you sponsor events, sponsor little leagues, go to networking events, put your card in the fishbowl at Subway, anywhere they say put your business card in, put your business card in there. I don't care. I always put a business card in there. Now, a lot of people they like to do the scan the QR code. That's cool and all, but I'm gonna tell you why this is stupid to me. I'm gonna do it though, but I'm gonna tell you why it's stupid. Because the most of the time when people scan the QR code and they take them to your website, if they not booking right then and there, your website ends up being a tab in a phone like this. Like, so you missed the step. If you want them to scan your QR code, take them to your social media, have them follow you and tell them like, write me and say that you Sally from whatever, so I know who you are. Because once they write you, y'all connected. So the algorithm like, oh, they know each other, they like each other. We're gonna put them in front of each other. Do that. Okay. That's what I do. I'm just saying. That's what I do. Now you can still do the QR code and have them go to your website, but they going they gonna end up right here. So that's one thing. Um, and again, when you partner with planners and vendors, make sure that you know exactly what you want to get from them. Make sure that, like, if it's okay to partner with somebody that's just starting out, like you just starting out, so it's cool. But be mindful of the fact that they are just starting out. Like I had partnered with this balloon girl, and then when it was time for me to use her for the balloons, it was terrible. Never used her again. Never used her again. It was terrible. Like, I don't even know. I blocked her, so I can't even tell you what she doing. She might still be in business. I don't know. I blocked her. Pissed me off. So you can go and scout their pages and see what they doing. And you be like, hey, oh yeah, you got good work, whatever. Strike up a conversation, see what they. I'm telling you, once they know you got a venue, baby, you can't tut around this mother. You like an American in Africa. If you ain't never been to Africa, you ain't gonna understand that. But I'm gonna tell you, I went to Africa. They was like, oh, the Americans are here. Like, that's jazz with the venue. Oh, I want to open up a venue, or I need somewhere to take my events, and they want to ask you for something. So get you a list before you start calling them people of what you are willing to give up and what you are not giving up. Like, nah, bitch, you can't have no free event. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can also offer decorators, like new decorators, to come to your venue for a discounted rate to have style shoots. So on Tuesdays, if they want to come to Blush and have a style shoot, it's like $300. You come set it up. If you need a photographer, my best friend is a photographer. That's an add-on. Boom, he could do the photography. Boom, there you go. So, hello, that's it. And then also for marketing. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The biggest thing that has worked for me for marketing is my big mouth ass sister. My sister, when I first started out, nobody even knew I owned this business. I just used to post it and promote it like it was somebody else shit. I don't care about, I'm saying, all that. I ain't trying to get recognition. I'm trying to get paid. My sister used to promote it. My sister I didn't have to talk to people. I was an introvert. I didn't have to talk to people. I don't know about to talk to y'all. Like, she'll tell y'all, my sister was my booking manager. She was getting the bookings. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. She was getting the bookings. Like, hey, 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 hey. I'm gonna call her back in a second. She like, hey, 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 whatever, whatever. Baby, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I think I was like, I had this venue for like a year and a half before I actually started telling people that it was my venue. So when that occurred, what happened? Okay, so when that occurred, I started, whatever. But even once I started telling people that I was the venue owner, my sister was still, they thought it was her venue because she just said so much, she did so much. So you have to be in that light. You gotta You gotta get somebody that's, if it's not you, that's cool. Get somebody that's what they do. They like to talk. They gonna tell everybody they know. Like, get somebody that's gonna be your advertiser. This Jasmine. Yes, 175 for another hour. You wanna, let me see, you were supposed to do it for, you wanna add the other hour? I said it, yep, it's only 175 for another hour. What you got? You said how much? 65? Whew. Ugh, that's tough. And you said it's Cash App? I don't even take Cash App. Shit. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Can you do 100? Okay. I'm gonna text you my Cash App. Okay, that's fine. Just go ahead. I just sent you my Cash App. All right, no problem. Have a good one. You're welcome. I know y'all like, no, she didn't just do that in the middle of the call, but that's a real world example. I should have put it on speakerphone so I could hear. So again, I told you I charge 175 for extra hour. They at my venue right now. It is 6:51 in Cincinnati. It's 5:51 now. She said, "Can I get an extra hour?" I'm like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I low-key was about to give her an extra hour for free earlier because she was like 40 minutes late getting in. I was going like, dang, you could get it. Because I felt bad a little bit, but no. So I'm like, well, it's 175. She like, dang. She like, let me see what I got. I was like, well, what you got? She was like, let me see what I got on my Cash App. She like, I got $55. 175 to 55. I don't smoke crack, baby. So I was like, oh. And I don't really take Cash App either. So hold on. But I'm not turning down no bread, right? So she was like, I was like, can you do 100? So she was like trying to ask somebody. That's why I was on hold waiting. She was trying to ask somebody to send her the rest. Da, 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 da. She like, she just sent me 30. So that's like 90, like 95. Just run it. Go ahead. Let me get my little bread. Like, that's cool. So yeah. I'm gonna take it. So you also have to have those things in place. So I'm not gonna send you no invoice in the middle of like this a right here in the moment thing. Cash App, Apple, well, no, not typically it's not Cash App, it's Apple Pay or Zelle. But I'm gonna take this Cash App real quick because I'm in the middle of something and I ain't got time to like be trying to navigate with her. So um yeah, I'm glad they called so y'all can see that. Like make sure you taking you don't turn no money down if I mean they already in there. Like I'm gonna be like, nah, you can't. They already in there. I don't got nobody else coming. I just got to text the cleaner real quick and tell him like they added an extra hour so he know. Uh, okay. So I just text them and told them they added an extra hour. Make sure that you are in communication with your cleaners, your staff, whoever your staff is. Make sure that you are in good communication with them, because them the people that's gonna help you to make your money. Them the people who gonna get you to where you need to be. So definitely make sure that you on the up and up. Don't, like, when I have a booking, I add him to the booking, so it go to his email, so it's on his calendar. So he know, oh, this party is today. Like, I call, like, hey, he like, yeah, was it another one before that? Because I cleaned already. I said, oh, okay, cool. I'll just make a show because we ain't talking to it. But yeah, when you do that, like, you don't even got to talk to people for real, because it's already on the calendar. That's how I do things. Again, you can run your stuff how you want to run your stuff, but I like to make sure that I hold everybody accountable. Me just telling them, like, we got an event on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got 3 events on Friday. We got like, he not gonna remember all of that. It's in his calendar. He get the alert telling him. He could just look at his calendar, what I got to do this week. So that's how I do it. All right, hold on. I'm trying to make sure that I stay on track and I get y'all all of the information that y'all need. Okay. Partner with vendors. All right. So from there, that's crazy because now it's segue into. So next, I was going to talk to y'all about automating bookings and operations. So for me, I have a website. My website is through Wix. And the reason why my website is through Wix is because I'm able to navigate it. They change all day, every day. Like, they always adding something new, doing something. So sometimes I get on there and I'm like, what the hell is this? Where is it? That's not, because they done updated something. But for the most part, I'm able to use it easy. I'm able to add the automations that I need to add onto it so that I can people can book. So this is how you navigate my site. When you go on, it's like, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is if you want to book, click this link. You click here, it tell you all the services and packages that I offer. You click the service or package that you want. You go to the calendar, you pick the date, you pick the time, you click reserve, you put in your name, email address, all those things, and then put in your name, email address. Yeah, that's it. And then it gives you an email confirmation, and then it pops up on my phone. It gives you an email confirmation and it pops up on my phone. It goes right to my calendar. So anytime somebody books, it automatically takes it off my calendar. The last thing that you want to do is double book an event. Since I've been doing this, I've only double booked once, and that was when I first, yeah, twice. And that was when I first started. When I first started, I double booked because I booked somebody over the phone, and then somebody had booked online. The second time was the same thing. And then I almost had a double booking this year, but I caught it because somebody had went to the venue and she was supposed to pay in cash. So I had somebody there so she could pay in cash, but then she ended up selling it to me, but she never told me the time. I just had the date. And so when I asked her for the date, for the time, she had somebody else text me a day later and tell, so I didn't get to put it into the thing. So when somebody else booked, I was like, oh, but why does that date sound so familiar? Then I was like, oh, the girl, it was a double book. So I called a new girl and I was like, yo, I can't let you book. I ended up pushing her up and giving her extra hour. And it was still a tight squeeze. I should have pushed her up a little bit further. But she's like, we really want this venue. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta push you up. And I gave her extra hours. So that's how we did that. But for the most part, I do not do double bookings because you book on my website, it automatically takes it off. And then my website is built in that there's an hour buffer between each event. So if you book for 4 hours and your 4 hours ends at 2 p.m., nobody's booked at 3 p.m. because I got my homeboy in there cleaning 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So now you can book from 4 p.m. on, but you cannot book at 3 p.m. So it's not an option. Um, What else? I don't know, y'all. I can't think. Oh, for automation. So you can automate your Facebook account. So when people come to your page and they ask you a question, you can automatically send replies. I have replies saved in my notes. So if somebody's texting me, I can just copy and paste, like, this is what it is. My invoice is automated. I just copy the invoice and I just change the information, like the date and time and stuff like that, and I send it to them. Who else? What else is automated? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you book, you pay your deposit, you get a booking thank you, and then you get an invoice like, this is your balance. Like, yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. So I don't really have to touch money. I don't really have to be there. And then the only thing that's not automated, which I'm going to add is because I just added it when I moved to Dallas, really. I text them 30 minutes before their event and I get them check-in instructions. Like, this is the code to get in. This is where the thermostat is, how you turn on the lights, the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, all of that is in it. But they don't get that until 30 minutes before. And I manually have to text that to them. But I'm going to change it to where somebody else texts it. It's automated to text to them because I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you automate as much as possible so you don't have to be there. Now, I'm not gonna lie, with me living in Dallas, I do miss being in my venue in Cincinnati. Like, that's my baby. It's not my first venue because I had another location before that, but the brand is my first venue. So I had Blush the Event Live, I had Shadow Events, and I had Mercy Events. Mercy was my biggest venue. That's one I had with a partner. And I took a $30,000 loss on that venue because the landlord was weird. We had somebody come in and set a fire. We got stuff ramped up, then the door was broken. Um, I just felt like the landlord was low-key working against us. I feel like he even might have set the fire, all type of things like that. So, and at the time, I was pregnant. I had lost my mom. And then I got pregnant and I didn't want to be pregnant. And then she had lost her ex-husband, which was her child's father, which, I mean, she wasn't too much broken up like that. She ain't wish death on him, but she wasn't really broken up like my ex-husband died. She was broken up that my daughter lost her father. So it was just like, it was a whole bunch of different things that was going on at that moment. And she was just like, yeah, I'm about to close this down. It's just every time it's just a money pit. We keep paying this and that, da, da, da. Like, and that's why I keep saying, like, your HVAC, because the HVAC was a huge issue. Like, we had to pay like $10,000 for an HVAC unit to be put in, and it wasn't even done correctly. So that was a whole nother issue. So it was just like we was losing money. So when I say I took a $30,000 loss, that was at minimum $30,000 was the build out. We still had to pay like 10,000 initially as the deposit. Like that, we dropped 10,000. Boom. Then during the build out, I dropped 30. She dropped 30. And then towards the end, it was like another 15 more. So when I say I took a $30,000 loss on the venue, it's because I walked away. And I'm not even gonna lie, I like to see things through. Like, I'll be like, if it's something in front of me, it's an obstacle, I'm like, shit, how can we get over it? If I wasn't pregnant, and my pregnancies are so hard, and I was depressed anyway because I had lost my mom, and then I was depressed because I was pregnant. I didn't want to be pregnant. I was just like, I'm like, it was just so many different things that was going on. I was just like drowning in life. So and my legs was falling off the bone. Like, because of my pregnancy, I couldn't, like, I was in pain. I called it my legs falling off the bone. Like, they weren't falling off the bone, but it felt like it. But anyway, so I just was like, if that's what you want to do, okay. I really didn't want to close. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't want to close. I'm like, shit, nigga, we can figure this out. Like, what you mean? Like, bro, we got the hottest venue in the city right now. What you talking about? But she was like, yeah, no. I was like, I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Like, whatever you want to do, I'm on whatever you want. This was because she brought it to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had just closed on another venue. Like, you brought this to me. Like, so I was opening two. Then that was another thing. I had Blush, and I had just opened Shadow, and I opened Mercy, and we started a hookah business, a hookah concierge business at the same time. Like, it was too much. So we just walked away. I was like, fuck it. Like, but she felt like she could breathe a lot better. Once she walked away, she felt lighter. And I mean, I was sad about it, but I felt a little lighter too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So yeah, took a $30,000 loss. So when I tell you HVAC is important, and talk to your landlord, see what kind of person your landlord is. Like, you might not be wanting to get them people money. Like my very first venue, my landlord was low key racist, mid key racist. Like, yeah, he was on BS. And towards the end, it just got worse and worse and worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this girl I ended up coming to this location, but this girl, she ended up getting the space from him to do hair, and she had a salon. I was like, oh, okay, well, she was like, yeah, he cool. And she was like, Jasmine, he's racist. Like he did like, oh my God. Cause when you first come in, they gonna be nice. They want your money. Like he need it. Like shit, niggas coming right up off the pandemic. Like I need the help. And then they gonna run you off if he can. So yeah. But you want to make sure that you automate as much as possible. I hired I hired an accountant to do my bookkeeping and my taxes and whatever. My accountant is the bomb. I mean, she like, hey Jazz, they got this grant. You need to do this, you need to do that. Let me send it to you. Hey Jazz, they got this. Like, you need to add another stream of income here. You can do an ebook and sell this and that. She told me about writing an ebook about opening up a venue years before I even wrote the ebook. So she told me, I want to say like in 2021, 2020, yeah, 2021 going into 2022. I didn't write the ebook until 2024. Yeah, 2024, I wrote the ebook. And then I started selling the ebook. And that's how I got into digital marketing. I didn't get into digital marketing because I bought a course. I was selling my own ebook. And before that, I was selling a vision board planner for my I do a vision board brunch every month. So that's how I got into like digital marketing and stuff like that, selling my ebook on how to open up an event venue. So I do have that ebook available. And I'm gonna give y'all a discount code and all that stuff because anybody in the gym community, they can use a discount code so that they can get the ebook. So the ebook and this video, this module is going to be, they can work hand in hand. And then I also do consultations, like I do coaching and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give y'all a discount code so that y'all can get discounts on all of that stuff. Only in the gym community, not for nobody else. I don't know y'all people. So yeah, so then again, if you are not going to be hands-on in your venue, I was hands-on for years up until mid 2023. I was like, all right, y'all, moving to Dallas. So I was hands-on for years. So I know the ins and outs. I took out the trash, I scrubbed the floors, I put the tables up, I brought the tables out, I set the tables, I did the decor, I hired well, sometimes I would hire other decorators, but I hired the vendors. Like I've done everything from start to finish in my venue, cleaning, all of that. So when you start out, you need to know how to do everything in your venue. You need to do the cleaning, the booking, the marketing, the content creation, all of those things, so that when you go and hire somebody else, you know what they're supposed to be doing. So when I was pregnant with my daughter in 2022, yeah, I got pregnant in 2022, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I hired a social media person, and she would come to my venue. We would do the content, like she would shoot the content, like she recorded the videos, did the pictures, all of that. And then she went and she did the captions and made them, cute and everything. She gave me a content planner of what's going to be, and she posted it. Now I've been doing all my own content all this time. I went to entrepreneurship high school, so I know how to do branding and marketing because we learned that in ninth grade. So I could do everything. I just didn't want to. I'm pregnant. I'm about to die. Like my legs fall off the bone. So I hired her to do it. So like we had agreed that she was gonna post every other day. So I'd be looking for her to post at a certain time. The post ain't posted. And I'm like, damn, do I need to hit submit? Like, what's up? Like, but I let her, do her thing with her. So that was one thing that I was like, I really like that. And then my baby shower was supposed to be where we got the content. She was supposed to come and shoot content for my baby shower, and she didn't make it to the baby shower. So, I mean, again, my baby shower was lit. So everybody got content. They were shooting content, like, videos and pictures and stuff. I just like everybody sent it to me. So I used that, but it wasn't the same because bitch, that's what you was supposed to do. So once our contract ended, I didn't bring her back. I just was like, whatever. Like we had a 3-month contract. I just didn't bring her back. Cause again, like I didn't have my baby. I don't need you. I could do it myself. Like, and then it was just like a couple of hiccups that if she just would, if that wouldn't happen, or if she would have fixed it moving forward, we probably wouldn't be here. We'd probably be she'd probably still be working with me. Because my accountant, I really don't need my accountant. I can do taxes, I can do QuickBooks, I can do all those things, but shit, she brought with me. She helpful. It's one less thing I gotta worry about. So yeah. As far as hiring, I don't really like hiring family and friends. When I moved to Dallas, my best friend from high school, he like begged me, like, let me get some of that blush money, let me get some of that blush money, like, let me do the cleaning, So, and mind you, I know he could clean real good because he used to clean my house. Like, so I'm like, that's what he do. He cold at it. Like, he alcoholic. So he was coming and cleaning, and he was half cleaning, and he was just trying to hurry up and get the money so he go get a bottle. And I kept getting calls like, it's dirty, it's dirty. I'm like, I was like, bruh. And we fell out real bad. I'm telling you, if I see him, it's up. It's up. So you want to be mindful of that when you are hiring people. Yeah, you want to put your people on, like, but be mindful how you put your people on. And this is how I put my people on. I don't want to say put my people on because they might already be on. Like my friend, he's a photographer. He's a well-known photographer in the city. Like he got his own name. I didn't put him on. But anytime I'm talking, doing a consultation with a client, you need photographer, he's coming with me. Florist, I got a girl that she does florals. Yes, hey girl. Cake, got me somebody to do cake. Hey girl. So I like Dej Love had a song, and in her song she said like I make money with my friends, like, or I just want to make money with all my friends. However it went. When I do these bookings and I got my friend doing the catering and I got her doing the treats and the cakes and that's what be going in my head. Like, hey, I want to make money with all my friends. Like, that's what be going in my head. Also, who else? What else is it? Um, I hope I don't make this video too long and I gotta redo it because they just gonna kick my ass. Um, So you could do that where you're not really hiring them, they just a referral. So you could just be like, oh yeah, here, go to her. She'll do your cake. You could pay her. I would have invoices where everybody was on the invoice and they would pay me and I just pay everybody out. But it depends on how you want to do it. And then you gotta be on top of people. Like, I'm saying? I had a friend, her mama did the cleaning, and sometimes like stuff went really, and I'm like, hey friend, could you, what's up? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll take care of that. Like, you just gotta talk to people. You gotta manage them. You gotta tell them like that ain't how I wanted it done. Like, I don't want the treats to look like that. Like my friend do my treats. Again, I could do treats. I've done treats. I just don't want to. I don't like sprinkles. I'd be like, don't put no sprinkles on that shit. Don't do it. Even if it's for a client, I don't like sprinkles. Like, I just don't like it. Like, don't put that on there. Like, no, don't put that on there. No. Mm-mm. She likes sprinkles. And I'd be like, no sprinkles, friend. Or I get somebody else to do it. So you gotta be stern. Like when I was doing party promotions, I was with this one dude who was doing party promotions. He'd be like, it ain't personal, it's personnel. Nigga, friends get fired every day, B. You gotta be stern. Like you gotta stand on business because if not, you're not gonna make no money. And that's what we in this business for is to make money. And then once you got everything set up, you got your venue location, you getting bookings, you know where to go, you know your pricing, you got your contracts in order, you got all your furniture in, you got all your vendors. Now you popping, you making six figures a year. Like what? I did 100,000 on the second year. I think I'm ready to open up another venue. Then you can start opening up multiple venues. What I would say, I don't really like having business partners, but the last time I had a business partner, our dynamics was perfect. I'm a Leo, she Aquarius. I think that might have been like kind of why, but everything was just like we was just always on the same page. Like I had a business partner before, and I had to fire her. I said, "Yeah, we just your work ethic and my work ethic is just don't align, so this just ain't gonna work for us." So yeah, 86 stick. But so you could open up another business, you could be a partner and open up another venue, or you could just have multiple venues. When you start adding venues, you adding on more responsibility. It's gonna take up your time. Your time management has to be on point. Your books and stuff have to be on point. Like you want to see where the money coming in at. You got to know what's your slow month at venue one and what's your slow month at venue two. Are you gonna have to, is venue one gonna have to carry venue two? Stuff like that. Like you want to start forecasting and planning, and all of that is learned. uh I mean, I know all these things because again, I went to entrepreneurship high school, but I'm not here to teach y'all about that. That's gonna be in the financial module somewhere by somebody else that's in the financial industry. I'm an event planner. I'm only here for that. So I'm gonna just talk to y'all. But you can definitely start to expand. This guy back home, he just opened up, well, he bought somebody else's venue, like he bought their business. So this is his second location. And I don't even think he got a website. He just do all his stuff like over the phone and, like through text and stuff like that. But do what works for you. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I think that you need to have a website and you need to have your stuff automated straight out the gate. It makes it so much easier because if you double book, they're gonna write bad reviews about you. They're gonna talk about you. They're gonna boycott you. They're gonna blackmail you, all that stuff. So you want to make sure that your business is set up for success starting off. Now, maybe you cannot afford to get you a website with all the bells and whistles, but you definitely want to be able to book and it go directly on your calendar so nobody else can book. And you want to be able to take payments. Another reason why, and I'm again, this going into financial, but another reason why you want to be able to take payments like through your website, because once it goes to your bank account from your website, if you are trying to get funding, maybe buy a house and you got to do a bank statement loan, they want to see that you got income coming in. If you're just taking money and taking the cash and putting it in a bank, it's like, hold on, well, how I know you ain't washing? How do I know that that money came from that? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? So you want to have it to where the money is funneled through your website into your bank account. So again, I know this is a lot of information to digest. I suggest that you take this video and you just watch it in segments. You go back, you rewind it. If you need a lot more in-depth help, I do one-on-one coaching. Even if like a couple of y'all want to get together and have like a group coaching call, just reach out and we could get that scheduled. I will put all of my links up so that you are able to reach out to me and get scheduled on my calendar for one-on-ones. If you want to get my ebook, I'll give y'all a discount code for all of those things. And then I also will have a vendors list so you know where to get the furniture, the tables, the chairs, the tables, the chairs, furniture as far as like lounge furniture, and what else is it? The throne chairs, the mirrors, the photo booths, all of those things. Dang, it's so much more I could say. But y'all just needed to know how to open up a venue and how to make money in a venue. And that's how you make money in the venue. If you already have a venue and you like, okay, Jazz, well, I want to make more money. I want to do add-ons. I just need a consultation. How can I make this better? Like I'm making a couple of dollars, but I ain't making 100K. Like, how can I get from 0 to 100K real quick? I ain't gonna say real quick, but you know what I'm saying? Like, call me, do a consultation for that. Like, but at the end of the day, have fun with it, get your money, and get out the way. That's pretty much it. That's where I'm at with it. Just get your money and get out the way. Um, but yeah. So again, I'm Jazz. You can follow me on social media under Codis Life, Codis with a K, KOLDESTLIFE. That's my Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Lemonade, all those things, threads. That's Codis Life. That's my personal account. If you want to follow my venue, it's blush.scentsy. I also have blush.dtx. So yeah, there you go. That's how you find me. Toodles!